do that. Hi, welcome to the show, everyone. I'm excited to introduce our guest, Eugene. He's a seasoned career and business coach who brings a wealth of experience from the tech industry. He's the founder of Heart and Profit, where he dedicates his time to helping tech professionals and also entrepreneurs through his coaching business. And he helps them achieve their goals. In addition to his coaching work, he's also the host of Heart and Profit podcast, where he shares valuable insights on the intersection of business, personal growth, and more. He has a strong background as a QA engineer and a developer. So I'm really interested in learning his unique perspective on the challenges and opportunities in the tech world, along with his business acumen. So please join me in welcoming Eugene Berezin.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody.
So tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here, and thank you for such a great introduction. So, I think I'm gonna start from the beginning, right? I was born and raised in Moscow, Russia, and one day, literally, I think it was right after I graduated college and got my education and like credentials in clinical psychology. I decided that that place was not for me anymore, and I need to move, physically move. And at a time, like I didn't have like connections or resources to actually do that. And in 2020 in 2013, I well, like a little bit early than that, like I applied for a tourist visa in the US. I got approved really fast. In 2013, I flew to Chicago, never flew back, was not like on the paper qualified to stay here long term. And because our minds is a powerful thing, I ended up getting my paperwork. It was able to stay, and I really started my journey all over again. Like basically had to recreate my career journey from healthcare and clinical psychology. And later on, like I got into tech because at some point, like, you know what? Yes, I proved myself that like I don't have to be a dishwasher in the United States, as many of my friends and my mom would tell me. I said, like, no, like, why would I do that? Like, I have really high education and I have really great experience and I can help so many people in so many different ways. So after I proved myself to me that like I can actually get into that career path, I decided not to continue, like, because there's a licensing process for like counselors or clinical psychologists. Like I had so many choices. I wanted to go to nursing school to become psychiatric nurse practitioner because I like healthcare. Oh, another way was for me to actually pursue PsyD or like higher doctoral degree in clinical psychology, or like just battle and do the hassle with licensing as a counselor. But I decided to make money and I got into tech. And after 9 years working in tech, I decided that, you know what, I have to pursue one is an alignment for me, and one is an alignment for me is working with people, creating impact. And this is how my coaching started, right? And rightfully so, you said that I started working with tech professionals because this is what I knew, and this is like that was the resident population I coached so closely. And after selling my high ticket career coaching program, I, on the back end, secretly working with entrepreneurs like other developers who wanted to do what I do because we have a lot of entrepreneurs in tech and other coaches. And in January, I decided to go forth, right, and make a pivot, 360 pivot, literally, which I wish I did it a little bit differently. But yeah, like that's about me.
Okay, awesome. That's really really cool. A lot of dedication and grit that to do that. That's amazing. And I think a lot of people that follow me or reach out to me as well, they have non-traditional routes to getting into tech. So I would like to circle back to that and let us know a little bit. How did you become a QA tester? How did you become a developer when you had the background in psychology?
Yes, great question. So I was following one content creator, and he had a QA boot camp. So I decided to sign up, and I was really weighing my options. Like, can I be a developer? Like, truthfully, and again, this is your self limitation. I felt like, well, all I know is how to talk to people, treat people, mentor people. I can teach a class, right? But like, can I really code? Like, probably not. So I will do testing because this is something familiar. Like, I can find something wrong with something because this is literally my education. Like, to do analysis to see what is not working, what is not up to standards, and also working in healthcare, like this is pretty much testing every day. And I don't know if anybody works in healthcare on the technical side. Tech in healthcare is awful. So I decided to go forth with that and landed my first job in 2000, like what it was, like 2015 to that. I think it was 2015 or so, 15, 14. I don't like it. It's been a while, but it was fairly easy. And as I was moving through like QA career, I realized, you know what, I wanted to do more. And as I joined a team where I was working on an automation related to iOS, I decided to pursue iOS development. And because like I can't just do the work for, like for the money. Like, yes, money is important, but I can, like, there's no should or must, or like, I just have to. I have to love what I do. This is what I have to do. So I found what I really loved, and it was iOS development, Swift development, and I started working towards that. And through networking, through doing side projects with like for real businesses for solving real problems, because like it's not as easy to go ahead and just switch from one specialty to another. I switched to iOS development.
I love that. I love that. And I love how you said you worked analyzing problems, before you switched to QA developer. So you took skills you already had. And then as a QA developer, you decided you want to be a developer. So then you start working on real world projects to learn that. That's amazing. And I think that's like critical for anyone from a non-traditional background. Projects, using the skills that you already have or your talents, and identifying things that align with you. So that's awesome. That's really cool. Um, so QA career and then programming career. Can you tell us some highlights from your career? What were your favorite things that you did? Like, would you recommend this to other people? Things like that.
Yeah, I would like, it depends where you are at, right? Like, what I loved about my career is actually going, like, shooting for the skies, right? Like, going for development role, going for what I actually love, and like by any means necessarily, really, because our limitations are just in our head. Because many software test engineers and test automation engineers would tell me, like, Eugene, like, you're gonna get the same amount of money as we are, and you're gonna do more work. In reality, like, I don't know if it is a thing. Like, maybe I'm lucky, maybe I figure out the framework to work in tech, but I have never worked too hard in tech. Like, if you balance your workload efficiently, if you focus, and if you have really like streamlined process dealing with like tasks, like and it's not that hard. No matter what you do, development or like test automation. Test automation is actually a little bit more tedious. It's a lot basic work. With development, yeah, like it's a lot more pressure, but yeah, like that's what I like. What I could have done better in my career, I wish I would lean in into my natural abilities, in my natural unique abilities, that I don't have to actually study like 8 hours a day to be a good developer, to be a better coder, and leaning towards more working with people, working on the leadership role. Because like you can, like you don't have to become a senior engineer and then jump into like leadership. I mean, we see that a lot, but it is backwards. It's rather switching careers. So working with your management like early on what you want to do, and like really slowly climbing that ladder when you actually work with people. This is something that I would have done differently if I had to go back and say, hey, Eugene, maybe try working more with people, because you can empower and encourage and coach so many people as a manager versus individual contributor, and your code will be gone in a couple of years anyway.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, that's really cool. I really love that story. Um, so I want to transition. You went from programmer to starting your own business. So can you tell us a little bit more about why you started your business? And then you've had a couple of evolutions throughout your business. Can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, of course. So in about what it was in 2022, I had a significant personal event. I got a divorce, and like throughout that the whole healing process, I was asking myself really big questions, like who I was. Because also a part of me working in tech is just because I want to support my family, I want to be a provider, I want to be a breadwinner. Like it feels good, it feels in alignment. And tech, like fairly easy money, fairly easy career, like ain't nobody dying like if I make a mistake, or like I'm not gonna put anyone in harm's way. Like for instance, in healthcare, like it's a lot of pressure where you work with people. If you misdiagnose the person and treat, like I don't know, like if you start treating depression as ADHD, or as a anxiety disorder, you might, like you might harm person like pretty badly. So in tech, easy money, easy career, but now it's just me. And really that question, who am I? And I'm a person of many talents. Like I speak 5 languages. I work in healthcare. I help with, so I help so many people. So this is how the idea. And I think it was when January 2023 I woke up, like literally the first day of the year. I woke up, I went to my computer, and I registered my LLC. And at a time, like the official name was um what is that, like path transformational coaching. Because like I don't know what I'm going to do, but like I'm going to transform lives, whatever it means. And
I love it.
after that started, yeah.
Just saying, I love it.
Yeah, and after that I started diving into business and development. Because there's one thing, people don't buy coaching, people don't buy career coaching, people don't buy business coaching, people buy the transformation. And really started like following my mentors, and like really diving deeper into the business. And the first offer that I had, like, okay, I might be passionate about business, but until I have business skills, I have no business teaching business to other people. So it will be just not ethical. And I didn't want to be another like IG, Instagram coach that will promise you like $30,000 plus into your business. Like if you apply my easy strategy, right? Like I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something ethical. So I started teaching other software engineers how to be me, because what I knew well is how to survive and thrive in tech. So I created Career Legacy, and as I was selling that program, and it was selling pretty well, and people were getting really really good results. Also, I had conversations with other software engineers who expressed their desires to do what I do. So I asked my mentors, like, what should I do? I want to work with entrepreneurs. I want help people to do what I do, is to start their businesses or scale their businesses, and really do that in a very simple, not complicated way. And she said, well, like, you don't have to really advertise anything in front, but you can work one-on-one with people, and really secretly start testing your offer. And I did that. And after that, I like, people got really great results. Like, well, people got really great results, meaning I can just flip my messaging, flip my offer, and like, everything is going to be continuing. And but this is the business lesson that I learned, how to pivot, right? Because when you are pivoting, you basically were starting your business. And like, now, if I would go back and like, well, there's a transition period, right? Like, it can be like a year, it can be 2 years, like, however, like, how, what is your risk tolerance, right? Because you have one audience, and until your audience really knows that you are pivoting, because only 2% of your audience is your like content, until everybody understands where you're heading, it's it's just hard to flip the switch and say, hey, we're doing business now, and people like, wait a minute, what?
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah. Cool, cool. I mean, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. And I, really enjoy seeing your journey, and really taking your love of helping people, and transitioning that into your career. Um, I, I'm pretty interested in what you think about, any unique insights you might bring to your coaching career based off of maybe having your healthcare background and having your tech background. So that's kind of the first question. And the second question is, how important is personal branding in career and business? So I want the next part of our conversation to kind of head there.
yes. So for my background, I think really understanding people's emotions and work with, I don't do like therapy during my coaching sessions, but also we can address things like self doubt, imposter syndrome, anxiety, because you can logically work with through those things. And um, it's not always that you need to go and find a therapist, right, to work with that. And especially, not every therapist works with entrepreneurs. So sometimes it is easier to deal with that right there and then. And also on the technical side, it's just like, it's so interesting. I know so many entrepreneurs who are terrified on anything tech, who are terrified of like building a website, right, through like Squarespace, or just like website builders, where people just like really have difficult time just like to go live like we do, right? Like, they don't know where their buttons are at. So that background really helps to like do work along with people and help them with technical issues, as well as like really diving into like AI technology, because not everybody knows how to use AI and technology with their business without oversharing their private intellectual property, because it is a big thing. And also, like, what are areas of ChatGPT that you can leverage right now? Because content is not it. Like, ChatGPT or AI writes really terrible content, really terrible copy, but it is really good at like other things that like I help my clients with. So the second question about your personal branding, I personally think no matter if you are running a business or if you're looking for a new job, it's important to divorce yourself from employee mindset. You have business of one, regardless if you're running a business or not. So your personal branding matters, because literally how I landed jobs in tech in the past, almost like I recorded a video, I went live, and I got a job. And it's almost that easy. But it was years of contributing to my personal brand, working with the community, attending community events, connecting with the right people, promoting their promoting myself, and also for my company, right? Like, when people see that I have like connections, influence, like that helps with promotions too, because your hard work won't get you promoted. Like it's not how it works, but rather when my manager asked, "Oh, Eugene, can you ask the community if they like could like I don't know come to the meetup, or can you organize a meetup event for us? Can you represent our brand through your brand?" This is where the movement happens, because this is the visible work in your planning, your coding, your like whatever like the task that you're doing is not necessarily visible work for the upper level management to notice you. So yes, your personal brand is important, no matter if you have a job or if you're looking for a job, because um you got to be noticeable. And also, like, I think it is another conversation. How do you carry your personal brand at work, because you also brand yourself at work? And yes, you may not be posting content on LinkedIn or Facebook, but you're posting your content in a way in Slack, and how you show up, how you communicate, what value you provide, that speaks a lot of value about you.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Makes a lot of sense. Similarly, I got my current position actually from posting on LinkedIn, and then a recruiter came to my inbox. So, um, how you show up on different platforms can get you different exposure. I just wanted to know, what do you think your personal brand is? So, first question. And without giving away your secret sauce, I guess, how do you incorporate that into your programs for your students?
Yeah, I think my personal brand is authenticity, n- like honesty. I don't know if it is like if there is a word for that, but not being salesy. Because listen, like spoiler alert, I sell all the time. Like you see me on the LinkedIn, Eugene is selling something, but instead of like pushing people, hey, like just buy from me, like this is the value, this is how you can run business, this is how you land jobs, and if you want to talk more, you can talk more. Like there's a calendar link in the comments somewhere, like over there, right? So like really showing up with like authentically and really like creating personal connections, because this is why I started my business. I want to create like high impact, very intimate work with other people. This is how I show up in my brand. So in the program, I think everybody, you already have your personal brand, and it's just the bigger question when you are promoting yourself, either as a employee or as an entrepreneur. And it's like, how do you speak about the problems that you're solving? And like what is interesting, I had the similar or almost the same framework for my career coaching program, how to land jobs, and guiding the audience from the level of awareness, because people are not aware of you, but you need to make them aware of you and the problem you are solving. The same thing with entrepreneurs, but it's more in depth. So, and what is interesting, it works really well for both. And yes, when you're looking for a job, maybe you don't need to do as much marketing work, but really, like, in both cases, it's about marketing. It's about consistent messaging. Like, how do you want other people to see, like, what problem you are solving, and then how you, what is, like, they hire you. What is how their life is going to be different, like you having you on the team, or if you're entrepreneur, how they're going to be different when they're working with you, right? And this is the essence of your personal brand. And the more you talk about it, the more you cast that vision, no matter like if you're looking for a job or if you're looking for like business opportunities, the better recognizable your brand is going to be.
I love that. In essence, showing up, showing yourself. I love how you talked about your brand is authenticity. I think a lot of social media is headed in that direction right now. And if I'm hearing you correctly, consistency, consistently showing up, consistently um, talking about what you're learning about, talking about what you're doing is very, very important. So I love that. So what are some, and we're rounding out the questions, but what are some top tips that you would give first, maybe two tips you would give to people who are looking to become a developer, and then two tips you would give to maybe a techie turn entrepreneur or someone who might want to work with you?
Yeah. So, two tips for people who would like to become a developer or land a career: be patient and really start positioning yourself early. Right? Yes, be patient with your skills, work on your skills, but don't let the imposter syndrome that you're not ready yet like bar you from posting, because when you're ready to look for a job, it's a little bit too late. So let's say you're learning something right now. You can share about that, but not from the standpoint, oh, I'm learning JavaScript, for example. You can actually show up as a leader and say, hey, with JavaScript you can do X, Y, and Z. Like, did you know like three secrets that most developers ignore about JavaScript? And it might be the easiest techniques that every developer knows, but like there are people who don't, or even if people do, then you just remind them. So two tips on entrepreneurship. I think what made difference in my business and for me, because not many, I think at this point many people know, but like I got laid off after I got my first client. And what really helped me to stay afloat, still be here, even though like it is like entrepreneurship can be a rocky journey, right? And it's working with a mentor who can actually look at your business, because running a business is not just going live and posting on social media like every day. This is literally the tip of the iceberg, right? There's a lot more work that goes into it. Like there's a lot more work goes into like each and every post that I post, each and every video that I release, like sales strategy, things like that. So I would say finding a mentor and be really, really focused and patient with yourself is essential. And also, there's no instant success, right, in career or in business. So you like we are so, I think after like 2020, when a lot of people started their businesses and it was rather quick and successful, a lot of people become seven-figure entrepreneurs rather easy, but it's not normal. And I think we need to remind ourselves that business success takes time. Sustainable business takes time. And the work that you're putting in today, like, show up today as you want to see yourself tomorrow, because this is like the foundation for your tomorrow starts today. That's the two tips.
That is so awesome. And you are so right. Thank you so much for that. So, if kind of on a closing note, if you could let us know about your offerings and how our viewers can work with you, different options of how they can work with you.
Yeah. So I do have a private mentorship program. It is a one-on-one and small group coaching program for entrepreneurs. It is for 6 months. We are learning how to really scale your business in a way that feels simple, because entrepreneurship is not easy but simple. We're using social selling, organic content marketing, community building, like showing up as an expert, and we are mastering also sales skills, because what I was missing from my mentors is actually sales skills, how to be on a sales call with somebody, right? And do it confidently and do it competently. So, and I do it through live trainings. So how people can work with me? First of all, if we're not connected, connect with me, and you can send me a DM and say, hey, like I would like to learn more about how to work with you, and I can give you more information. We can have a chat. I also have VIP option available if like it's for more like mature entrepreneurs. Let's say they have like easy like or not easy but they have a question or they have a specific issue with their business, and maybe it's not worth it to join for 6 months like coaching program, but rather work with on VIP basis. So I also have that option as well.
Oh, so a lot of options. So short term, but mostly longer term one-on-one or group options. So that's really, really cool. And for last time, where can we find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. It's still my main platform, Eugene Berezin. And you can find me on Instagram. So Instagram is my new challenge. So I'm fighting through my own resistance because I like LinkedIn so much, but like any strategy works, you just have to work it. So I'm
Mhm.
working my strategy with Instagram. It's also Eugene.Berezin, and you can find me there as well. And of course, my YouTube channel, like YouTube at Eugene.Berezin.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming. Really appreciate you sharing with us. I learned so much, and I hope the audience learned a lot as well. Thanks.
Of course, thank you for having me.